Hello guys, welcome to Anita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today I'm sharing a very simple project. It's super beginner friendly, and I got the inspiration from my son. He sometimes complains about the cold and gets this little flu while going to school. I understand my country is not as cold as some countries. I am from Uganda, but I feel like it's not as cold as some countries, and also the fact that we are headed for the cold months or that cold season of the year. This would be a very good project for anyone to jump onto and just bring some little warmth to themselves. All right, so I'm going to be working a hooded neck warmer. That's the name I think I have found for it, because I failed to find a better name. If you have a better name, you can always share it. You can always share it on my social media handles, Nita Crochets, so that I can probably rename my project. But the best thing about this project is it's super beginner friendly. So let's jump onto the materials we have to use and then see how we can start. So first and foremost, I'm going to need a yarn needle right here, and a tape measure, a pair of scissors. Then I'll be working with a 6mm hook right there. That's what I'm going to be working with. And lastly, we shall need Sima yarn. It's Robin 100% acrylic. It is chunky yarn, okay? Basically, this is size 4 yarn. So you can work with any sizes that you feel will bring as much warmth to you as possible. But this is the size of yarn I'm working with, okay? So let's jump onto the project and get started. So I'm going to get my yarn and my hook, and first I'm going to work a knot. All right, and I'm going to chain 25. Like I said, I'm making this for my son. He's 7 years old, so I'm making this for a 7-year-old person or kid. And I know for a 7-year-old, since this kind of yarn really can stretch out in the long run, I know it can fit an 8-year-old as well. So if you're making it for a mature person, what you have to do is you can measure your neck, the length of your neck, all right? And then see that you're working chains that double that length. I hope I'm clear, because I am working some kind of band that is going to fold into two like this, all right? That is going to fold into two. So if the length of your neck is from here up to here, you need to work chains that double this length, so that once we fold our neck warmer, all right, like this, okay, to like double the warmth, all right, like this, it actually just gives us perfect length. I hope I am clear. So I'm going to work 25, because that's enough for doubling the length of my son's neck, okay? So chain 25. So there we are. Once you have those number of chains that you require, you're just going to add one more chain, just so we start our row. Now into the second chain stitch from the hook, we work a single crochet, and we shall work a single crochet into the next chain stitch, and we continue working one single crochet into every chain stitch until we come to the end of our row. I'm sorry I'm working with black, but at least once you see my actions, because I'm trying to go slow, once you see my actions, you can tell what I am trying to do. So we are going to work one single crochet into every stitch until we come to the end of the row. So here we are at the end of the row, and I have my 25 stitches, okay? Now I'm going to be working with the rib stitch, the single crochet rib stitch, and this is how it's going to be. I'll chain one and turn my work. You see, when you turn your work like this, I don't know, I'm trying to find more light. You can see that we have two loops, okay? Two loops on the edge of, let's say, the top of our stitches, okay? So we have two loops. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to find my first stitch, which is this, and I'll get into the back loop. These are two loops. This is one loop and the second loop is here, so this is my back loop, and I'll get in there like that and work a single crochet. And I'm going to do the very same thing for the next stitch. The back loop is right here. Get in there, work your single crochet. Look out for the back loop. Get in there, work your single crochet. And all I'm doing this for is having that rib effect, okay? And if you are not really getting this, please just look out for any tutorials about the single crochet rib stitch, so that it's easier for you to like work your neck warmer. So here we go. Very, very simple. Now I'm going to let you guys work into the back loops of every stitch until we come to the end of the row, and make sure you have 25 stitches, or you have exactly the number of stitches you started with when starting your project. So I've come to the end of my row, and this is how my work looks like. You can see that it's having that kind of rib effect. Now to work the next row, we are not going to change anything. I'm just showing you this, and this is the last row I'm going to work with you guys. Then I'll let you work the entire row on your own. So chain one, turn your work into the very first stitch, the back loop of the first stitch. You work a single crochet and continue working one single crochet into every back loop, just like that. So you are just going to do this repeatedly all the way for all stitches, for the number of rows wide enough to cover your neck. And make sure once you wrap it around your neck, it's not like tightly wrapped, because we want comfort. And also the fact that we are working a hoodie on top, you don't want to have something so tight and end up with a small hoodie for the size of your head. Okay, so I'm going to meet you once you have your band complete, and it can wrap around your neck very well. Not too loosely, because if it is loose, then it won't, it will leave gap for the cold, but also not too tight. All right, so I'll just get back and share the number of rows I worked for those working for their young ones, and for those working for their sizes, you can just work the number of rows that can wrap around your neck and it's not tight or loose. Okay, so let me meet you there and show you what to do. So guys, I have my piece complete, and this is it. As you can see, I have about 49 rows, okay, because I kept trying it on my son and he kept saying, this is tight, this is like this. So yeah, I ended up having 49 rows that I feel I'm confident enough are going to give him that kind of feel that he wants. Okay, so once you have all your rows complete and you have that length like I told you guys to have, what we are going to do is we are going to cut our yarn, and we shall get our yarn needle, get the end of our yarn into the yarn needle, the eyelet, and make sure that you know the top and bottom. Oh, no, this is the right side, or let me say the top. Okay, let me say this is the outside and this is the inside. So just turn your work in out. And into this loop I'll pass through just so that I secure the end before I start hand sewing this together. So once I have that, I am going to start hand sewing stitch by stitch of every end, just like that. So we are stitching this together so that we close it up. And clearly this would be just a complete neck warmer, which you can just slide over your head onto your neck, and yeah. But because we want ours hooded, we still have a lot to work on. So you are going to stitch this together all the way until you get to the top right here. So I'm going to meet you right there and then show you what to do. So here we have it, and we have finished stitching this together. So I'll just cut this off. I'm going to be working a row on here, so I'll just weave this underneath. So I'm turning my work in out, and here we are, and this is what we have. So to start working our hood, first of all you need to know the width for your hood and the length for your hood. So you can get one of your hoodies and measure them. You can just get it out and measure the width of the hoodie and also the length. Now for me, I'm going to be working a hoodie that is 16 inches wide, and it's going to be 13 inches long. Okay, so I'm looking for my seam, and this is my seam. From my seam line right there, I'm going to make sure that I have let me see, 8 inches. So for me 8 inches is literally up to here, so I may not have an opening, and that's not what I want. Because I want an opening on my neck warmer, like at least I would love to have like a few inches, and my hoodie be around here or here. Okay, so I'm just going to be working stitches that can give me that kind of length. The length I'm looking for, which is 8 inches on this side and 8 inches on this side, so that when we add it up together it gives you 16 inches. So literally I'm looking for a way to have 16 inches all the way around, like this on top here, but also leave this kind of opening. All right, so that's it. So to do that, this is what I'm going to do. I want this seam to be at the center of my back, like at the back of his neck. So I'm going to maintain that. So what I have done is I have counted 10 rows. You know my work is like this, okay? So I've counted 10 rows on my front piece. When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark the 10th row. And also turned it and also did the very same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark the 10th row. Just like that, okay, on both sides. So I'm going to work stitches that can give me 16 inches right from here up to here, because I want this to be the room that we leave at the front, like for his face, okay? I don't want a hoodie that starts from right here and he just has to pop out his face, like, you know. So that's why I'm leaving this kind of space, room for his face to like be out. Now this is how I'm going to work my stitches and make sure it's going to give me the number of rows that the number of inches that I have planned for my hoodie. Into this row or stitch where I put my first stitch marker. That's where I'm going to insert my hook. And I'll work a chain, then work a single crochet on there. Now into this next single crochet post right there, I have to be working 1 single crochet, but I'm going to work 2 single crochets in the very same stitch. So let's get on to the next single crochet post right there. I have to be working 1 single crochet. Now into the next single crochet post, I'll work 2 single crochets in there. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to squeeze in a few more stitches so that it gets wider on the next row. It is wider and it's giving me the number of inches that I have planned for my hoodie. I hope I'm clear. But rather, if we were having just that perfect, you know, we would just be working 1 single crochet into every single crochet post until the end of the row. But that's not what we are doing. Instead, we are doing this. So into the next, I'll work 1 single crochet, and in the next I'll work 2 single crochets into the very same single crochet post. So this is what I'm going to do until I get to the other end where I put a stitch marker. I usually forget to mention that we are going to need stitch markers because sometimes we don't have stitch markers in my country as yet. I don't know why they don't import them, but I usually just improvise with my yarn and find that I'm using my yarn as my stitch marker. So we are going to work this until we get to this point where I put my acting stitch marker. So just keep working 1 single crochet into this single crochet post, and into the next single crochet post you work 2 single crochets. And I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. So here we have it. This is what I have, okay. Now I'm going to chain to turn my work. For my hoodie, I am going to be working with the half double crochets. So into the very first stitch, I'll work my half double crochet. Now I'm working my second row for the hoodie, and then I work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way. We're just going to be working 1 half double crochet in every stitch. Very, very, very simple and fun to work. So I'm going to work this until I come to the end of my row, which is right here where I started my single crochets. That's why I'm going to meet you and then show you how to work the next row. So there we have it. I have come to the end of my row, and just so to confirm with my tape measure exactly what I'm doing, I'll try to measure this and see. Oh, it's giving me 14 inches and I wanted 16, so once again I'm going to chain 2, turn my work. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start widening it up so that I get my stitches. Yes, I'm going to work a few increments in here so that I can recover my 2 inches that I am looking for. Okay, so chain 2, turn your work. Into this very first stitch I'll work 2 half double crochets. So this is what I'm trying to do so I can get my 2 inches without having to redo or repeat the rows I have already worked, because it's really stressing. So I'll work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, and I'll do this for the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So into the 6th stitch I'll work 2 half double crochets into that very same stitch, and then work 5 half double crochets into the next 5 stitches. And then into this I'll work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch. Once again you work 5 half double crochets, and into the next you'll work 2 half double crochets. So you are just going to do this until you come to the end of your row. That's why I'll meet you and show you what to do. So here I am at the end of my row, and this is what I have. So I am going to chain 2, turn my work. Now I'm going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of my row. Then I'll measure once again and see that I have the inches I am actually looking for my project. So you all just work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. So I've come to the end of my row, and this is what I have. So let me just measure this again, just so I am sure and certain exactly. If it's giving me 18 right here, then if it's giving me 8 right here, then if I just work this until I get up to here, I'll get exactly 16, and that's what I was looking for. So now we are on the right track, guys. So now that we're on the right track, I'm not going to work the next rows with you, but let me just explain something. So I'm going to let you guys work the next rows on your own, but I just wanted to explain something. Okay. So this is my original neck warmer. Okay. I'm assuming this is it, and this is my hoodie. So for me, like I said, I want my hoodie to be 13 inches here, like from here up to here. So I'm just going to work about 10 inches. That's like up to there. So from here up to here is going to be 10 inches. Oh, let's say 11. No. Let's say 11 inches from here up to here. So I don't want it to like just be straight like this. Okay? Because if it is straight, it's going to create this corner at the back of our head that is going to weigh out. That is going to weigh out way more, and you find that we have that corner at the back of our head that sometimes pulls the hoodie down. So to have a perfect hoodie, you will need something curved, a little curved like this, just so to mimic the nature of our heads. Okay, so I want the length of this curve to be 2 inches. From here up to here. So basically if you add that 2 to the 11, you'll get 13 inches, which I am looking for. Okay, so the front of my hood is going to be 13 inches and the back of my hood is going to be 11 inches. Okay, from here up to here will be 11, but if we measure from the front it will be 13. I hope I am very clear. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys work your normal half double crochets into every stitch all the way around, okay, all the way around until you have 11 inches from the bottom of your hoodie where we started with the single crochets up to right there. Now if you're working this for someone old, let's say you want to work 20 inches, I will need you to work about 18 inches, and I'm going to meet you after you have your 18 inches. Then we can work these 2 inches together. Okay, I hope I am very clear right now. All right, so that means the total number of inches that you must have for your hoodie is exactly what we are going to take and deduct 2. Okay, so you get the total number of inches, let's say 20, or let's say 22 inches minus 2 to get the number of inches that you must work from the bottom up to here. Okay, before now we start working this curve. I hope I am very clear. So just work this all the way up without adding any stitches. Just work 1 half double crochet into every stitch from here all the way up until you have the number of inches that you must have. Then I'll get back and show you how we can work the curve and create our hoodie. So this is how my work looks like. I have gone all the way to the top and I have 10 inches so far. Just to be sure, I will measure it. You see that? From the bottom here where I started my hood up to here, it's 10 inches. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to start working the curve that I told you guys that should be 2 inches. You see that bend right here before I like close up my hoodie. So first of all, to do so, this is what you are going to do. You are going to count all the stitches you have around, okay? Around this piece you have worked for your hoodie. Count all the stitches and divide the total number of stitches by 2. For me, I had 54, so I divided by 2 and I marked the 27th stitch. Okay, I marked the 27 because 54 divided by 2 gives me 27. So I counted 27 from here up to here and marked the 27th stitch. So that means I'm going to be working the curve this side from here up to here, and then later I will work the curve also this side from here up to here. To have the curve, to have that bend right here, okay, I'm going to have to work a decrease, and this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to keep this side straight. I will keep this side straight because this is where my opening is. So this will be kept straight, but then the curve, since it has to be right here, this is where I'm going to start having the decrease. So you're going to chain 2 and turn your work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch, and you are going to do this until you have 2 stitches left. So literally I want to work the 1/2 double crochet until I have this and this stitch left to end the row. Okay, this is the last stitch I have to work in, which is the marked stitch or the 27th stitch given my number of stitches. So this and this, basically I'm going to work up to here, and I leave these 2 stitches unworked so I can show you how to end your row. So here I am, I have 2 stitches, 1, 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this stitch marker, my acting stitch marker, and I will work 2 half double crochets together into the next 2 stitches. So this is how you end your row. Okay, now I'm going to chain 2 for the next row. This is what I'll do. I'm going to skip the first, I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, then skip the first stitch, and into the next 2 stitches I'll work 2 half double crochets together. You see that? So basically it's more like working 3 half double crochets together to start the next row. And now into the next stitches I'll just continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way until I come to the end of my row. So here we are, I am at the end of my row, and this is how my work looks like. So I'm going to work the next 2 rows with you guys, then I'll let you work the rest of the project on your own. Chain 2, turn your work. You are going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 2 stitches left to end your row, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So right here I have 2 stitches, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to work 2 half double crochets together into these last 2 stitches. All right, and then I'll chain 2, turn my work. Here I am going to skip 1 and then work 2 half double crochets together into the next 2 stitches, and I'll continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of my row. So just like that, you can see we are having this curve right here, and that's what we were looking for. So what you are going to do is you are going to continue repeating what I have done, just like how I've been working my series of 2 of the decreases, ending with 2 half double crochets together, and then when starting the next row you skip the first stitch and then work 2 half double crochets together into the next 2 stitches. So you just do that repeatedly until you have 2 inches, until you are 2 inches long, and I think I am. Okay, so if you are not, then you can just maybe just continue repeating what I have been doing until you have the inches that you have to have. All right, now after this I'm going to cut my yarn and then do the very same thing on this side of my hoodie. So from here, this is where I will start, and I will be working 2 half double crochets together into this and this stitch, then continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until the end. Chain 2, turn my work 1 half double crochet into every stitch, and then end with 3 half double crochets together into the last 3 stitches. I hope I am clear. So literally I'm just mimicking what I have done on this side onto this side. Okay, so if you start from here, that's how you'll work your project. If you start from this side, you will just work your project just as how I have been working on this side. And once you have that complete, both sides, I'm going to get back and show you how to close up your hoodie and just work the finished the finishing on the opening of the hoodie, and we have our project complete. So let me meet you guys there and show you what to do. So basically this is how my work looks like, and as you can see, I remembered that I had to work 11 inches from here up to here, but instead I worked 10. So because I didn't want to go back on redoing my work, what I did is I added that 1 inch. I added that 1 inch that I missed up here on the curve. Okay, that's why my curve looks longer. So that's what you can do, just in case you also did the very same mistake that I did. So to close up our work, just so we can have a complete hoodie up here, we are going to cut our yarn from a point where you feel like it's enough yarn to hand sew this using your yarn needle. So let me cut my yarn and insert the end of my yarn into the eyelet of my yarn needle, then I can show you how to close up. So I'm going to turn my work in out so this seam can just be on the inside, just like that. And now I'm going to start hand sewing these two ends together from here all the way down the curve up to here. Okay, so let's do that in a quickie so that I don't have a lengthy video. I'm just going to be very fast, so bear with my speed, guys. At least I've explained what you have to do, and I feel like you know now what you have to do. So as you can see, I finished attaching joining my ends together, and I have a really good finished hoodie. So not to waste time, just to show you how to work on the edges. So I'll get in here, not too far away from where you last worked your stitch. So get in there, work a chain and cross over to the edge of your hoodie into the very first row, which was the single crochet row, and work a half double crochet. Chain 1, get into the next row and work a half double crochet. Chain 1, get into the next, or anywhere you feel like it's close enough to work your next stitch. Work a half double crochet, then just go on and on with this kind of thing. Work a half double crochet. So basically I'm creating these gaps where my my drawstring is going to run. Okay, so clearly there is nothing so new about it. Okay, so I'm going to do this all the way along the entire edge of my hoodie, all the way until down here. Okay, so I'm just going to get back and show you how to attach it to this and like end your row. Then we can get to run our drawstring through these gaps. So once you come right here at the end right here, you will not work into this gap. You'll just work a single crochet right into the neck warmer, the next stitch on the neck warmer right there, to close up and also end your row. So here I will cut my yarn, secure the end, and also weave in my ends. So I'm just going to work a few chains for my drawstring and then run it through these gaps, and there I have my neck warmer, my hooded neck warmer complete. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you loved the tutorial and I hope you love your neck warmers. Okay, let me see you all in my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.